All right, we are live again. Hopefully you can see the camera. All right, trying to check my YouTube feed here. So I'm going to. This is the song I just created in the last episode. You saw me create this live. Be sure to check the links in the description. I gotta start doing an intro. If you don't know who I am, Marcus Manderson, aka the Fingaz, producer composer for sync licensing and movie trailers, and films and museum exhibits, and I make sample packs and all kinds of stuff. Check out the links in the description for some stuff that I have in the works. Today we're going to talk about, or in this video, we're going to talk about Pro Q4. So this is a track that I just created in the last video or the last episode. This is a podcast episode. Again, check out the links in the description for sponsors of the podcast and resources I use. You can also find out how you can get these custom color templates for Logic Pro that I've created. This one is called Seafoam Ocean Mist, I believe. So we're going to go to each track. I have the guitar here, so we're going to start there. And I'm going to just add EQ, Pro Q4. I'm going to use on all these tracks, and we're going to dive in. So it's not really a review. It's going to be me putting it to use. I am a huge use the presets and let it ride and see what happens and tweak the presets. So we're going to go to guitar. Let me play the guitar sound here. So all I did was go through the presets and try to hear what really sounded good to me. What you should do when you do this is you should probably play it within the context of the full mix, which I didn't do in this case. But I like the nylon guitar solo in this case, and you can see the settings that it put there. I'm not going to do a full overview of the Pro Q4. There's some great plugin reviews of this. This is the first time I've had the EQ from FabFilter, at least on the desktop. Let me make sure. I might have had it on the iPad. I have Pro Q3 on the iPad, but this is the first time I have it on the desktop. And before I get it, or I'm getting into it, but shout out to the team over at FabFilter for sending this my way to review for you and the teams that I work with that send me products to review. To check it out, there is a link in the description that you can use to purchase Pro Q4. There are some great add-ons and things. I should look at my notes because I was taking some notes about what you can do with it. But this is the first time that I'm officially diving in on Pro Q4. I have been using it, but as far as diving in and reviewing it, I don't know if I have my notes on this on the iPad, but there's some great things you can do with it, including once I have some other instances, I can go through and see all the instances of Pro Q4 that I have activated. You have MIDI learn. You have some things from the last version, Pro Q3. Again, like I said, I had on the iPad, but then you have some enhanced options here. Let me hit close here. All right, let's go to the class strings. So I like the creamy strings here. It looks like we're doing a 1000, what's it, 1054 little dip there. Let's go back to, I'm going to unmute or take off my loop. Just doing a low cut there. Then we have string ensembles, which I might do the same setting, which was creamy strings. And I could look up, if I just look up strings here, it'll give me the presets there for strings. If I look up like harp, it'll give you suggestions. So I can look up here. Let's go creamy strings here. I did a roll off. No, it wasn't a shelf. It was definitely a low cut there. And let's play both of these strings. This sounds more like, if I have the mod wheel up, it sounds more like Mellotron type strings, but this is Logic stock strings. So I have that layered with the glass strings because at the time that I was creating this, if you look at the creation video, my other strings that I would use, which is Albion 1 from Spitfire Audio, wasn't loading up because my hard drive, I'm having an issue with my hard drive. I have to get another cable hopefully before we go to California. Anyway, this is what we have so far. All right, let's add brass in the mix. Oops, I don't want to do a mono. I want stereo, Pro Q4 stereo. So I'm going to go to here. Let's type in horns. So we have brass. We have resonance control. We only have one option here. So let's see what that does. And then we have, actually, these should have been up here with the strings. We have violin. So this is the audio modeling swam violin. Again, look at the last episode. You can see me creating these parts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that preset over to the cello as well. Then we have piano. So let's look up piano. They have aces, brass, guitar, keys. I'll probably go keys. Piano, soft for playing, soft for mix. Let's go through these options. Oops. So I like piano soft for mix. Uh-oh. I like the soft for mix, piano soft for mix option. Let's go here, piano, keys, soft for mix. And let's play this again. That's probably the EQ that I'm going to have. I will go over some of the things. I know there's some options here. One thing you can do, if I click this little magic wand here, which would be great if you are a Harry Potter lover, is maybe you can get a Bluetooth wand and you can draw in like your curve. That's new here in Pro Q4. So I can draw in an EQ curve. I'm probably not going to use the EQ here on the cymbal roll. Maybe I will. But so yeah, I can click the little, I don't know if it's called a magic wand or pencil thing here. And you can draw in a curve. So that's something new. Again, I probably won't be doing much of that. Like I said, I like to just find the preset, use the preset, tweak the preset. You do have a dynamic range of slopes. So if I click here, Let me go here. You have a wider dynamic range of slopes. You can use your mouse or whatever to go in between. So maybe you want 18.2 instead of just 18. I probably won't be using that much. I like the presets that they have. But if you want those other options, you can use that much. You have all pass filter and band types. If I go to band types, you have this all pass filter now that was not in the previous version. So you can have fun with that. Again, you can learn more about these in other videos that get more eloquent with it. It could be great for changing like the phase of the sound and things like that. You can click, this is what I like. You can click this name at the bottom here, and I can see all the instances that I have open of Pro Q4. Let me make this bigger, pause. Let's go very large. And if I hit play, and then I can zoom in and I can tweak each individual EQ that I have on each channel. I can use this, if I had a huge session, I can use this to scroll between those, and I can go in and adjust different elements. There's also a way, let me see if I can figure it out, a way where you can pin the EQs. There is a collision button. Let me find it. So you see where the red is? Like these red outlines are telling you where those frequencies are clashing with other instruments. Maybe it sounds good, which it all matters. The only thing that matters is how it sounds. But you can see that if frequencies are clashing in different ranges from that little red band that you see. Like right here. And if you hover over some of these icons, and you try to see like what's happening here. If I hover over this thing for a few seconds, it'll tell you what it does. The auto zoom button enables or disables auto zoom. When enabled, will automatically enlarge when you hover above it. So it can. So if I am, let's say, in this view, the auto zoom, as you can tell, is not working there. But if I click it here, it will now zoom in to whatever I have the mouse on. Again, very helpful. Use cases there. Let's see if it tells me these 3 buttons: quick jump, type to search. So if I had a huge session, I can type in like strings and it'll load up my strings. If I typed in, let's say, piano, it'll show you the piano track, or if I had things under keys. And this one, let's see if that either highlights. That doesn't highlight. I can hide this window on the side. I can make this full screen if I want. And you have some size options down here as well, scaling. So you have a lot of options just on the visual aspect of the plugin. But I really like this way where you can see all of them sort of at once, sort of like an overview of all the Pro Q plugins that you have on the tracks. And you can adjust them from this setting here. So I really like that. And then I would say last but not least, let me find, I don't know if I can do it with a bell. Would it be not low cut? Again, this is on a track that I'm not, maybe I'll EQ. We'll see what I decide to do. There should be an option that's stereo. I can do stereo left, right, mid, side. Let me see if they have an option for percussion. Dynamic percussion. There's a lot there. If I click this arrow here, so this will give me some settings for like suppression, dynamics and things like that. So if I hover over here, this is like spectral density slider. It will set how selective the spectral processing is. At lower value, the ranges that are triggered for frequencies will be relatively wide, while the areas will be very narrow and specific for higher density values. And then you also have a attack and release for the spectral sort of dynamic. So you can get really creative with this EQ, probably one of the most creative EQs, and that's why FabFilter has built their name in this sort of EQ space. They have reverbs, they have compression, things like that. Let's see if I can find something for this cymbal roll. I wasn't going to put it on the cymbal roll because it only comes every few minutes, but let's see. Let's go here. I mean, it's probably not doing much, but I don't need as much low end. So yeah, let me just to round it all out, I'm going to go ahead and put a EQ here also on the timpani, which is another roll. And maybe I'll even do the same dynamic percussion. Let's go here. We'll just go search. I'll search for percussion. We have program percussion, but we'll do dynamic percussion. For this one, I do want a lot of the low end. I actually don't need a lot of the high end. So I'm going to create something here, and we're going to make it a high cut because I don't need much of the high end in the roll here. And let's see what that sounds like. If we go here. Let's do the roll one more time, percussion roll. Let's bring it back, pause. So there you have it. I'm going to play through the piece again one more time, and then we'll get out of here. This is, I call it Beyond the Signal, and I have to get it to a songwriter for a brief that I'm working on for Sync. So yeah, this is stuff that is actually I'm working on for projects. So here we go. So I noticed I changed some settings while it was playing back, but that's fine. Let me hit escape. But that is the piece. That is Pro Q4. Again, shout out to FabFilter and the team for getting this to me to review for you. This is how I am going to use it in my projects. So yeah, I put it on every track. It doesn't, I don't know if it takes up a lot of CPU power. I think it's really light on the CPU. But shout out to FabFilter. If you haven't had Pro Q4 or checked it out yet, check the links in the description. Some of those links are affiliate links at no additional charge to you, but it gives me a little bit of extra money to play around with. So yeah, check out the links in the description. And you can also find out how to use, how to get these custom color templates that I've created for Logic Pro. So thank you for tuning in. Be safe and be well. I might go live again later today, trying to knock some content out before heading out to NAMM. So be safe and be well, everyone. All right, peace.